first statement states the invention is about coming up with a good idea or having something useful to say to your audience. Describe to your audience the school environment where you completed your high school. So, the school environment where I completed my high school has its negatives and its positives. Main negative reason that made my school environment, let's say, dreadful was my learnings. I was supposed to transfer schools before to a school that dedicates itself through learning, but I did not. And then that school of mine where I completed my high school was not that science and math based, where right now could have been useful to me since I took up a course that is connected to science and math. It's quite good also there. What made it tolerable staying there was the people. My classmates were good to me. We had a nice time. My teachers were also good. Some of them I had been close with for years already, and then they helped me with my studies. So it was quite. Arrangement as a step is much storytelling. Why do you think so? It is like storytelling, since in arrangement we go on a step-by-step process. We start from step 1 until the last step. In storytelling, we start at the beginning, the introduction, then we go to the conclusion. When we arrange, we just don't generally put together stuff. We piece by piece it, and we also get the main idea, the thought of each statement. We arrange on a specific viewpoint. In storytelling, we arrange from the beginning. We just don't generally mix up things. In storytelling, there's a step-by-step process. There's a whole thought into it. In arrangement, it's like that. There's a step-by-step process when we arrange. We don't generally just put it together and then just settle down without thinking of the whole thought process. So yes, arrangement is much like storytelling. Memory, when originally conceived as one of the 5 canons, made reference to memorizing a speech. Share some tips for memorizing a speech easily and quickly. I personally don't have a great memory when it comes to stuff. I don't generally memorize stuff. If I was a speaker, I'd be an extemporaneous one. I also do not do impromptu since I am not that good, and memorized speeches are like a weakness to me. But aside from that, for people, if I do have to memorize stuff, I generally do this. So here's some tips that could help you memorize. The first one is something that's really cliche, but it's really useful. By the way, all of these tips are not or do not generally work for everyone, but it does work for me. So yeah, for first is read and read and read again. You have to read it and synchronize it with your thoughts. You should eat everything, as they say. You have to memorize. By memorizing, you have to read and read each statement and have a general understanding on what, in case you get lost and track with what you memorize, at least you can just barge in another word or another statement. You have to read and read again and again. Second is you have to have that peace of mind since if your thoughts are chaotic, nothing's gonna sink in. So you have to first meditate, wait for a time being that you're already ready to memorize. You don't have to rush in, but make sure that your thoughts are clear enough to start memorizing. Do not just go in and then, okay, I'm done, like that. No, you have to clear up your thoughts and memorize. Third is sometimes we fear on memorizing. We fear that we will be mental blocked. But the key to that is confidence. Like, be confident that you're able to memorize stuff, that you're able to deliver the speech gracefully. Do not put yourself in a situation that makes you jitter, or rather take this fear as a way to excitement. So those are some tips that I could share to you that may help you memorize speeches easily and quickly. Delivery is about the way in which you give a speech or present a communication piece. What does effective delivery include? So when it comes to effective delivery, it includes both your voice and body language. When you say voice, it's how you say, how you speak, the dictions, the grammar, the tone, the volume. It involves these factors that makes it an effective way of delivering your voice to that speech. And another is body language. When you say body language, is how you move around, how you use your gestures, your the face, your everything that is included in how you talk and how you move, how you coincide your actions with your speech. So in effective delivery, it's important that voice and body language is prioritized. Explain the importance of the 5 canons of rhetoric in giving an effective public speech. So the 5 canons include, remember, invention, arrangement, style, and memory and delivery. In invention, it is important that we have created or developed a refined argument. This argument can help in ways of persuading people. So when you deliver speech, you just don't monotonously just deliver it. You find a way to persuade your viewers, your audience, and be engulfed with what you are imparting. Next is the arrangement. In arrangement, your speech arrangement is important in your speech because you don't want to bibble babble stuff that does not connect to your statements. It must be in coherence with your paragraphs, must be coherent to each other. So it's important that arrangement is present in making speeches or delivering speeches. In style, you it's how you present your arguments, present your speech using techniques that may help in persuading or having an impact on the audience. It's important to have wise choices on words, also wise choices on how you deliver, so that your audience may be able to feel the impact of your speech. In memory, it is also important since we have those instances that we should memorize a certain part or certain speeches. Impromptu is good, but memory is also good since you don't have to really you don't have to mind the mental blockages when it comes to impromptu. It is possible in memory, but it is less of done in impromptu. So when we have those the way of memory, your speech will be easily delivered, and but make it sound natural. Don't like be monotonous, like you're just reading from your mind. Make it sound like you're telling someone a story, telling a narrative form, but with feelings. It's how the next rhetoric will be discussed, which is delivery, is how you use your voice and language, body language. Your voice is important in public speech, in effective public speech, since the tone, the volume, the way you talk is apparent in delivery. The way you act, the way your body language also connects is also important, since people get persuaded easily when someone does have that natural body language. So that's the importance of the five rhetorics.